But whether it was playing duck, duck, goose, going bowling, or maybe even taking a selfie, the win makes this past Saturday even sweeter in the eyes of West head coach Ron Beacom. If you're from Kearney, stand up and show it. That's because this afternoon, Kearney native Jared Wagner was selected by the New York Yankees in the 9th round of this year's MLB draft. Kearney Runza has won their last 5 games, but thanks to a combined no-hitter from Quinn Foster and Garrison Burns, they continue to find a way to raise the bar. Where 8 teams meet up for the District A7 tournament. The top 3 move on to the state tournament, while the other 5 will go home and focus on back-to-school shopping. In Major League Baseball, it's been 2 years since we've seen a pitcher grip a baseball like this on the regular. It's the knuckleball. But that changes tonight because of Matt Waldron.
Even with all the rodeos going on nationwide, why is Buffalo Bill the best in the land?
This weekend, UNK track star Wes Ferguson was on his way to racing in the national final of the 800-meter in Eugene, Oregon. But a disqualification is the reason why the Loper distance runner will not be competing on Sunday. When you play football, step 1 is to get air into the pigskin. And when you get to 4th down, step 2 is to send it for a ride. In Grand Island, specialists were the star of the show as kickers and punters got the opportunity to sharpen skills in a local setting for the first time.
For local kickers and punters, there's not really a lot of camps that are readily available in our area. Most of them you either have to go to Omaha for or travel out of state for. And so I feel like we're really fortunate to be able to host this in the middle of the state in Grand Island.
Grand Island High School is not only where the Sam Foltz Foundation held its first annual high school kicking and punting camp, it's also where former Husker punter Sam Foltz played football in high school and found his love for special teams, and that is when he stumbled across former Iowa State kicker Jamie Cole.
So my brother got to know Jamie Cole from doing one of his kicking camps when he was in high school. The kicking camp he ended up going to was actually on accident.
And little did we know the last one was the scholarship camp in Wisconsin. Had no idea what we were getting into.
I think they signed up for they thought it was a normal training camp, and we had 500 kids, and it was the best kids in the country at competition camp. And of course, the way Sam was as an athlete, he competed his tail off.
And so Jamie was gracious enough and let Sam stay, let Sam practice, and Sam ended up being in the top 5 at that camp.
One of the best was Foltz, who went on to punt for Nebraska. He was named Big Ten Punter of the Year in 2015, but in 2016, tragedy struck. Foltz died in a car accident. He left an inspiration to those who not only knew him, but to those who will follow in his footsteps.
Well, it's hard to explain, but just kind of took it as the norm because I was around him all the time. And it wasn't until after he passed that you went, he's pretty special.
The legacy that he, made for himself is continuing to live on. I think that's, all that we can hope for, and we hope as a foundation and a family that we continue to help grow that so that future generations will know who Sam Foltz was.
What Sam stood for is timeless and is just as applicable to a 5-year-old or a 95-year-old.
So many kids that hadn't been to college yet follow their family, and if you could just trip up 1 or 2 of them and get them on that road to better their life and their families, that's what he was after.
Even 7 years after Foltz tragically passed away, he's still not only leaving a legacy here in Grand Island, but throughout the entire state of Nebraska. And that's what makes this kicking camp, along with the Sam Foltz Foundation, so special.
Well, just by following his saying, dream big, work hard, stay humble.
And he also gives us that example of wanting to give back, wanting to serve, wanting to impact others, wanting to be that positive light in somebody's life and making their day better.
As a foundation, as a committee, we always think would Sam be proud of this? Would Sam want us to be doing this? Would this be something that Sam, would buy into? And if the answer is yes, then we try to go for it and just try to go full-fledged, 100 miles an hour, because we want to make sure that the legacy that we're leaving for him is one that he'd be proud of.
Foltz left us way too soon, but it's his heart and the spirit of number 27 that will last forever. In Grand Island, I'm Trey Redfield, NTV Sports.
Come on, you can do it. Move, good job, AJ.
There's nothing like the Sodbusters and the Bambinos having themselves a ball.
Pretty awesome. My team is ready to go, and we actually have fun.
That slugger is Grace Niemeyer, someone who loves to call her shot like the Sultan of SWAT.
Way to
this is right up her alley because she's very competitive. She takes this very seriously when she's out here playing bowls.
Baseball's always good at it, and we good throwing, and do kind of strike with the boys. So yeah.
Grace plays in the Babe Ruth League's Bambino program in Hastings, a chapter that works with people of all ages with special needs. She was born with Down syndrome and a congenital heart defect, but nothing has stopped her.
You know, she's had some other surgeries and things that, you know, most people would be just like, you know, I just can't. But she just takes each day and just runs with it.
They don't see it. It's just an everyday thing where they enjoy life, and it's just what it's all about.
Yeah, because she does Special Olympics as well, and so she bowls and she swims. She's been in 4-H where she showed cattle and sheep and, you know, done interviews and things for that.
Just about everything you can think of, Grace has done it. It's led her to be an example, helping others as much as she can.
Her cousin participates too, and she's deaf, and Grace knows that she can't hear what's going on, so she'll take Crystal's hand and take her over to where she needs to be. So, you know, it showed her some leadership ability too, you know, as far as, you know, helping other kids get where they belong and everything. So
if you're trying to count on your two hands on what Grace has accomplished in life, then you're out of luck. You're going to need a whole lot more. Nothing has stopped her despite all the setbacks, and it's Grace that praises her family for all the support throughout the years.
And my parents were so supportive of me and different activities I can actually do.
She has definitely grown a lot and is not afraid to talk or to do whatever.
So it's really special to me with my parents, and I appreciate them, everything you do.
She's done it all, which makes you think Grace Niemeyer may just be the next great Bambino. I'm Trey Redfield, NTV Sports.